Hello guys, welcome back with me Potato Roboto. Today I have all 18 of the newest LEGO Minifigures Disney Series 2. So what I am going to do today is actually going to do an unboxing and doing a field guide, so you guys know which characters are you going to get. Now I will start with the first one being Vintage Mickey. You can see him in the pictures over here. He is actually quite easy to identify because he has this huge accessory, which is the ship's wheel, or the ship's rudder. And what you can do is just find the ship's wheel because it's really huge. The other similar accessories is actually only Elsa, but that's actually also quite different. With the Vintage Mickey you can only identify this ship wheel, and it has a pointy Technic pin that is attached on the wheel, so it's actually quite huge. If I show you over here, you should able to feel it, that there is a Technic pin over here, and there's actually the wheel rudder that you can hold and identify really easy. Just for confirmation, you can try to find his head, and you can understand that it is actually Mickey's or Minnie's head, but with the Mickey's having this ship wheel, it's really easy to differentiate between the two. So let's confirm it by opening this, and I'll show you. There. This is the ship wheel that I'm talking about. See, the Technic pin, you cannot really unplug it, so it's always attached here. And this is the Mickey's head. Okay, for the review, specific review of each character, I will pause in a different video because otherwise it's going to be too long. Then I'll go to the next one. This is Vintage Minnie. And for Vintage Minnie, you can easily identify her by finding the skirt. So Minnie has a skirt that has like a two hole to insert it into the leg parts. Cannot really show you right now, but this is actually the skirt. There's like a hollow, like a hole over here, and the other stuff that you can find is actually the life preserver. Life preserver is really easy to identify because it's just like a small round with a hole in the middle of it. And yeah, as a last confirmation, just try to find her head because it's also same like Mickey. It's a mouse head, but with way different accessory. I'll just open this now and show you now. So this is the skirt. See, two holes over there, and this is the life preserver. See, it's really easy to identify. This is the only one in the whole series, and this is the head. Okay, next I will continue to the third one, which is a Huey. Now this is quite hard to identify because there are three similar minifigures, which is a Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And for Huey, what you need to find is actually a 1-2 tile. There's a 1-2 flat tile. I'll try to find it over here. Yeah, there. And the other one will be the book cover, because Huey is holding a book, and there's two parts of the books. So there's the book binders, and there's also the book cover. And what's easy to identify is first the book cover, because the book cover is just like a 1-2 flat tile. And you not 1-2 flat tile, that's my bad, but it's more like a 2x2 flat tile, with the difference that it has a small gap on the edges. I'll show you when I open it, but I think you understand. And the other one is also having a 1-2 tile. The other characters that also having a 1-2 tile is actually Louie and Edna, but they have also differences which I will explain later. Now try to open this one. There we go. Yep, I'll put it the other side. And this is what I'm talking about. Where's the towel? There. So this is the 1/2 flat towel. It's actually a printed compass. And the others is this is the book cover, and this is the book binder. This is what I told you, that there is a small gap on the edges. And basically that's it. For confirmation, you can try to find for the head, but I think it's quite difficult because a lot of the head is basically you cannot really differentiate it for the duck's head without seeing it. Now next we are going to the fourth one, which is a Dewey. And for this one it's quite easy because he has a slingshot accessory. So slingshot is just a Y-shaped accessories, and FYI, you get a spare, so in total you will get 2 slingshots. So in order to not get confused, just make sure that you have 2 slingshots, and it's definitely a Dewey. Let's try this. Yep, here we go. I'll just separate all of the rest, and this is the slingshot that I told you about, and you will get 2 of this. Okay, I'll continue. Last but not least, from the Scrooge's family is Louie. In Louie, what you can try to find is actually really easy, which is a flashlight, and the flashlight accessory is actually like the lightsaber handle. But if you guys have never owned a Star Wars set, it's basically like small stick with a lot of mods on it. It's really small, like this. I'll show you right now. It's this small, and it's not standard stick, but it has a lot of molds on it. It's usually being used in flashlight, not only in as a lightsaber handle, but also in the city sets. Usually the minifigures having a flashlight will have the same handle. And to confirm, it also has a round tile, so it's small round tile. Now I'll open this. Oh, and for correction, it doesn't have a 1/2 tile, so it was my fault. But it has a round tile and the lightsaber handles. So I'll try to find the accessory. There. This is the lightsaber handle that I told you, or the flashlight in this case. There. And you need the round tile like this. You will get another spare, so you actually get 2 to be not confused with it. Okay, and that's for Louie. Next I will continue with Scrooge itself, the Scrooge McDuck. For Scrooge McDuck it is way easier because Scrooge McDuck usually has the cane accessory like this. I'll show you in the image. This cane accessory is really just a plain stick. You can easily find it there. This is the cane stick that I told you. There. It's just a plain one, not like the lightsaber handle. And you will also get another spare. See, this is the other one. This is the first one. This is a spare, so just to confirm, you will receive 2 of this stick. And to confirm, he also has 1 round pieces. Now I'll just open this, and just for an extra confirmation, usually the head mold of this Scrooge McDuck is really quite huge. and it's different with the regular head minifigure set. Oops, the coin is jump to the back, but I'll show you what I meant. This is the sticks. Told you it's really easy to identify. And this is the round. You will also get 2 rounds to confirm, so you will get a spiral for the rounds and also for the sticks. Okay, I'll continue. I have to move to the 7 minifigures. The 7th one is going to be a chip, and this is quite difficult to identify. First is being, this is also a small minifigures, and there are a lot of small minifigures in the series, and the accessory is also not really easy to identify. But what is the most possible way to find is to find the drumstick shape accessory. So it's like a chicken drumstick that you see in the KFC or McDonald's, but this is in LEGO minifigure. You will notice it. It has a huge shape in the front and with a pointy end in the back. And to confirm, it also has, how to say it, it's like the pacifier pieces that's being used with the LEGO babies as the pointy end. Basically it's for the acorn, but to confirm again, find the chicken drumsticks. This I'll show you now. Open this. Yet I'm correct. See, this is like a chicken drumstick. This is actually his acorn. Look at the huge shape in the front and with the pointy end, and for this is what the pacifier thing that I told you. So if you put this, it's actually like that, but to identify it, find this one first and confirm with this one also. I'll continue next. Oh, by the way, it has a different head shape too, but I think it's quite difficult to identify because Dale also has the same similar mold without seeing. I mean, now this is Dale. Dale is even more difficult than Chip, mainly because his accessory is only a brown bag, and the brown bag, if you feel it from the outside, sometimes you can thought that it is actually a head mold, but apparently it's not. And the way to identify it is that this is the brown bag. Actually, the brown bag has a flat shape, so instead of minifigures which you can plug into the head, the bag doesn't have any hole underneath it, but instead it has a flat shape bottom. Another way to confirm is try to look for the head mold, just to feel that if it's not a regular minifigure head mold. But the throwaway is actually the back accessory. I'll show you. So I open this. Now I already see the brown accessory. This is what I told you. So you can understand that if this inside the bag, it's quite hard to identify, but oops, it has a flat underneath and you cannot plug minifigures over there. So there you go. I'll continue. The next one is going to be the newest Disney family, which is Elsa. And as I told you in the beginning, it has almost a similar accessory like vintage Mickey. But what difference? Oh, it's easy because she's in the pictures. Look, she has this snowflakes accessory, which also has like a star shape accessory, and that's basically what you need to identify. So it's really huge also. and not like Mickey, which has a round shape in between. The snowflakes doesn't have anything, and it's more complicated mold, so you will be able to easily identify her. Any other stuff that needs to be confirmed, if you like to, is she is one of the 3 characters that has the rope leg parts, so it's not a standard minifigure legs but with a rope, and that's another thing that you can confirm. Other parts is maybe her head, the hair. Her hair is usually in a rubber, and she has only one pointy hair that's coming out. I'll show you right now. Oh, it comes in plastic actually. Now this is what you need to identify. Look how easy it is. And this is the with the complicated mold I told you. It's going to be really easy to identify. This one is Anna, and she's also new into the Disney family. It's part with the Elsa in Frozone film. And for Anna, it's also quite easy because she has this lantern accessory. So the lantern accessory, like she's holding over there, is basically like a cylinder, a round cylinder with a handle on top of it. And that's the only one in this whole series, so it's unique, and that way it's really easy for you to identify. I'm trying to find it. There, I found it. So I think it's quite hard to look from here, but basically this is, you can feel that there's a handle because there's a hole in it for the minifigure hands to be attached on it. And the cylinder is also easy because it's not just a regular Lego studs, but it has this mold that's covering it. Another thing is her hair is quite unique in this series. She has these 2 braid hair coming out in front. So you can try to identify that, and also the ropes. As I told you, rope is only for confirmation. Don't identify first with the rope, but just use it to filter the minifigures into 3 possible minifigures with 2 of Anna, Elsa, or Jafar. I'm speaking too fast that sometimes I mix it. So, this is the cylinder that I told you. Look at how unique the mold is. And this is the rope. This is the hair that I told you with the 2 braided hair coming out. But basically, you just need to identify this. There. Continue again. Now, this is Jafar. Jafar is, yes, there's also one in the image over here. What's really easy, you can already tell that he has this huge stuff. So it's a really huge stuff with mold, cobra mold on it, but you don't have to know whether it's a cobra or not, because that's the only one in this whole series. So as long as you find a long stuff and with a different end on it, with the other one is being plain stick. See, the other end is just a standard stick. With the other end is the head of the cobra, so you can already feel the difference of the mold. Then you will, for 1000% sure, get Jafar. Another thing, as I mentioned, just for clarity, is to find if there is a rope leg accessory on it. Oh, and another thing that I mentioned, that I aware of from all of these 3 characters that has a rope, is all of them are covered with another plastic. So if you felt inside this plastic that there's another plastic on it, then yeah, use that as a filter. this is the stuff. I will show you too. See, this is actually long stick with a default end, like a standard pointy stuff end on it, and a different mold on the other side. I will continue, guys. We are going to the 12 minifigures. This one is Jasmine. So for Jasmine, I think, to be honest, this is the hardest minifigures to identify, because she has only a one accessory, which the accessory itself, if you don't pay attention or if you don't feel it really closely, then it can be felt like a head of a minifigure or a cup, which Edna has on it. But for Jasmine, you really need to find her accessory, which is the bird, and I am right now still finding the accessory. So basically, in the it's a really small accessory. Okay, I am losing it, but I will eventually find it. Just give me a moment. Where are you? Okay, I found it. Now, this is actually the bird accessory, so it's around this size. And how you can tell that this is the bird is, hold on one second, is this a bird or am I having the different accessory? I'll try to fill it one more time just to make sure, because I have a sense that I might have been wrong for this one. Okay, no, I'm correct. Whew. I thought that I was wrong, or maybe I'm okay. Basically, it's, you should find the bird, and the bird is having a huge head on top of it, and with a slope and with a pointy end on it as the tail. So it's a smaller tail on the end, and it begins with a higher mold. So the head is higher than the tail, of course, and there's like a slope on it. See, there's like a slope. Let's see, I hope that this is correct. Jasmine, otherwise I'm gonna be in big trouble. Nope. Okay, that's my fault. It is actually another deal. So I will, for Jasmine, I'll put that on hold, because apparently I got it wrong. Let's move to the next one. I will pause the video of Jasmine after this the rest of the sets is finished. Now the next one is actually Hades. Hades is having a very different mold. It has also a rope with the tentacles on it, so it has a different mold. It's not a standard rope, it's a rope like accessory with the tentacles feel, or like the smoke effect for him. And if you can already feel that, then it's pretty much you will get Hades. So just open this. Yep, this is what I'm talking about. This is the only mod like this in the whole series. You can see the smoke effect over there, and basically the rest is confirmed. You will get Hades. I'll put this aside, and I will continue to the next one, which is Hercules. Now you can see Hercules. What you need to identify is his sword. and basically his sword is a really small and thin accessory. At first I was having a trouble finding it, but when you already feel it, you will know that for the next one it's very easy to identify. So this is small sword mode. I cannot really show you over here, but basically it has a really sharp, pointy sharp and feels with the sword handle in the middle over there and the sword grip. And good to mention that the sword accessory is made of a rubber. It's not a standard plastic mold, so it's a rubber. So if you can feel it's you can bend it, or it's feel really flexible, then it's basically the Hercules sword. Another stuff that you can identify easily is his shield. It is basically just a round shield with a handle on back of it. So if you can already find a small round with the handle on the back, then it's basically Hercules that you are going to get. Oh, he also has this plastic, but there you go. You will get two swords actually. So you get two swords. It's very bendy. See, you can really put it there, and you get this shield. Next, it's almost done. Oh, this is a 15th one. It's Sally from the Nightmare Before Christmas series. And for Sally, I find it really easy to find from her hairpiece. She has a really long hairpiece, and it's not made of a rubber, it's of a plastic. And she's the only one that has a long hair in the back, so it's not like Anna or Elsa, which have both of their hairs coming out in front. For Sally, it's just like a standard hair minifigures. For female minifigures, it's going to the back and not made from the rubber. It's standard Lego plastic. Another stuff that you can identify is her accessory. It's basically a flower shape accessory. It's not that huge. This is the flower shape. Look, and it's the only minifigures in this series that has this accessory. It's quite easy to identify. Now, this is the hair that I'm talking about. It's plastic. It's a standard long hair to the back, and this is the flower shape accessory. You will get another spare, so it's quite easy to identify this shape. Alright, let's move. Of course, after Sally, you will get Jack Skellington. Jack Skellington is also easy to identify because he has this 2x2 box accessory. And for this 2x2 box, you can already feel that it's quite huge, like that. And there is a hole in the middle of it with a flat bottom. So it's basically, well, as you imagine, it's a box. You can put small Lego pieces inside of it. And to confirm, you can try to find the closed lid for the box, but I think that's too much, because if you already find the box, it's a huge piece, then you can stop and you can know that it's Jack Skellington. He also has this plastic cover inside of it, and this is the box that I'm talking about. See, it's really huge, flat with a flat bottom and a hollow inside. You can put stuff on it, and this is the 2x2 tile. Okay, we are going to the 17 minifigures. This is actually Edna Mode. So Edna Mode is also a small minifigures. This is her. Now, before I told you that Edna has a cup accessory. So that's the first thing that you can try to find. You can try to find the cup accessory. It's really small. You can misidentify it with a minifigure head. Basically, you need to find the handle of the cup. You need to find the handle of the cup, and you can feel that if you find the handle, you can feel a little bit slope in the middle. Then you will know that you will get a cup. So this is the cup, and at the bottom of the cup is basically like a standard Lego connector, say. So you can put it in another Lego bricks. Another stuff that you need to identify is this, the 1x2 towel. She also has that, and basically she is wearing like a book, so you can try to find the book binder for this 1-2 towel. So it's different with Huey. Huey has a bigger book, while Edna has a smaller book with 1-2 towel. And it's not only 1-2 towel, but there's also the book binder, which is also smaller than Huey. Another part is the cup, and basically you will get an add on it. Maybe, just maybe, just to make sure, you can try to find the hairpiece, because her hairpiece is also quite unique. But if that's too hard, then just find the rest of the previous accessories that I've mentioned. Open this. Now, this is actually the hairpiece that I told you. It's quite different, but if that's too hard, don't worry. Find the cup. This is the cup. Look, it has a small handle, a little bit hollow in there, and you can plug to another Lego bricks like that. So I'll put it closer. That. And 1-2 tiles and the book binder. You can put it over there. Now, last but not least is Frozone. Frozone is also really easy to identify. I normally, when I try to find him, I will get it by feeling the accessories, the weapon accessories, which is a ice element. And this ice element you can previously find in the superheroes, in the Marvel superheroes sets, usually being used with Iron Man, and another one you can find in the Thor Ragnarok sets. It's basically wait, where is the accessory? Okay, this is the lower part. I'll try to find another. Okay, now it has a round end, and then it's basically just a long piece goes straight to the back with a round point in the front. Or if that's too difficult to explain or to understand, just try to find another easy piece, which is the round shape minifigure stand. That's to easily explain it. So Frozone is the only minifigures that has this round thing. You can see that this is a really round minifigure stand with, you can feel that there's Lego parts on it that you can put the minifigures on top of it. And to confirm, try to find the accessory, but just by feeling this is the only round with these Lego pieces on top of it. So it's different with the shield, it's different with the rudder, of course. It's the only minifigure that has this round, huge round set. Basically you will have a Frozone. There. This is the plate that I told you. So that's for the 17 of the minifigures. I will jump straight after this video. I will jump straight with the Jasmine minifigures. Otherwise, you guys will get confused. So as I said, this one is for Jasmine, and as I previously mentioned, you need to find the birds. So this is actually the bird. It's really quite difficult to identify, but I'll try and do my best to show you the shape. So the bird has this is the head. In this case, I'll show you closer. This is the head is higher than the tail, so you can try to feel it from the top and try to feel it down. And this is the tail. The tail has a slight pointed out mold, and the head also, but basically it's a very slope minifigure accessory. And another stuff that you can try to find is her hair is quite different. Her hair is also into the back of her body, but just not like Anna or Elsa. And what's different with Emma is if Emma has a wider hairpiece, Jasmine has a more thinner or a sharper hairpiece. So look at that. It's like the shape. So this is the, I think this is the her crown, and it's coming down into a more thinner and pointier headpiece. Okay, without further ado, let's open this up. Yay! Now this one is correct, so this is what I told you about the hair. And this is it. This is the hardest accessory in this series that you need to find. So as I told you, it's start with the higher head, and it's, you can try to feel it. If it's going down like that, then it's basically a bird. Then try to confirm it with her hairpiece. It's also going to the back, and it has a pointy and sharper and thinner hairpiece than Emma. Then Sally. Who's Emma? I don't know who's Emma. Emma is combination of Elsa and Anna, and I mix that up most of the time. But anyway, that's my field guide for the LEGO Minifigures Series 2. I will post a different video specifically to review each of the minifigures. And yes, if you find this video interesting, then sounds off in comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the review video.